Hello, this is Dr. David Billstrom from the International Autoimmune Institute, living the autoimmune lifestyle. And today we're going to talk about why it's so challenging for women to stay healthy compared to men. We're going to talk about epigenetics. And did you know that because women have 2 X chromosomes, guys have 1, there are so many X chromosomes that are bad, so many genes in the X chromosome that are bad. For women to stay healthy, they have to shut down 85% of the second X chromosome to stop proteins from being made, otherwise you get terribly sick. 85%. Now, we have 26 chromosomes. Each one, half you get from your dad, half you get your mom at conception. From your dad, you either get a Y or an X. From your mom, you get an X. And on the sex chromosome, if you get a Y, you're genetically male. If you get an X, you're genetically female. But there's so many bad genes on the X chromosome, you gotta shut down 85%. So what the body does, very smart, so challenging to do that though. So much work to turn on good genes and turn off bad genes. Now, we used to think genes were hardwired. Whatever you got, good, bad, you got from your parents, grandparents, all this kind of stuff. What we know now is not so much what you have, it's which ones are turned on and turned off. And there's a lot of good genes to turn on, a lot of bad genes to turn off, including 8% of the human genome is viral. We got it from viruses. We don't like viruses and their genes and the proteins they produce, like the COVID-19 virus, for example. So we got to shut those guys down. But here's the X chromosome. So what the body does is every cell you have has a cytoplasm, and within it is the cytoplasm is the nucleus, kind of like a cell within a cell. And then stuff from the cytoplasm can get out into the bloodstream and go all over the body. And stuff from the nucleus can get into the cytoplasm. So your genes are in the nucleus. 26 pairs. Well, that X chromosome is such a bad one, it gets shoved to the far reaches edge of the nucleus. To get it away from a lot of the stuff going on is such a mess of a gene. Now, you also have this thing called the nucleoli, which is like this big factory that makes all these important proteins that the nucleus needs and the cytoplasm needs and the rest of the body needs. So they shove the nucleolus to the edge of the nucleus also. Now, one reason is it takes so much work from this manufacturing plant, the nucleoli, to shut down the X chromosome, that second one, that it wants to be right next to the X chromosome. Now, as you start to divide though, 1 cell turns to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, you start replicating your DNA, you start making copies of your DNA. Well, the X chromosome that's shoved to the outside is the last one to replicate. Now, there is so much energy, so much work that has to do to make this replication happen, and a big reaction called methylation reactions. You gotta methylate. So methyl donors in nutrition tend to be your cruciferous vegetables. But then your methylated B vitamins, especially the Numedica brand that I like that has the trimethylglycine, better known as betaine, is a great methyl donor. You want to have tons of methyl groups because methylation reactions are really important at shutting down the bad genes, turning on the good genes. Now, all these methyl groups are being used up as you make copies of the first 25. You may not have enough methyl groups for that last replication in the X chromosome, and it gets replicated badly, or it gets opened up because it's all bound up and twisted, so you can't get to most of it, and it opens up to replicate, and you don't have enough methyl groups to shove them back down again, you're toast. Plus, you have all these methyl groups within the nucleoli that are needed, and so when a viral infection, for example, Epstein-Barr virus, a lot of viruses, Coxsackie virus, these kind of guys, they get in the nucleoli then are told by the virus to make viral proteins, so it makes the manufacturing plant big, the nucleoli swells, it engulfs the X chromosome. Now, the nucleoli, they're supposed to make stuff to shut down the X chromosome, are competing with the X chromosome for methylation reactions. You may not have enough methyl groups, they're already worn out and used up, and you're not going to be able to shut down the X chromosome. And then you got this other thing that I think is super cool that comes from the cytoplasm called the scaffolding attachment factor. And it is needed to lock the X chromosome into that twisted position so you can't get to the genes. It's got to come in from the cytoplasm. It requires methyl groups too. It's a methylation reaction to get inside. So without enough methyl groups, you're not eating your cruciferous vegetables, you're not getting a really good methylated B complex with like betaine and that kind of stuff in it. You're not gonna have enough methyl groups to take care of this, and all the X chromosome genes that you wanna shut down are going to have their say and make people very sick. Guys only have one X chromosome, a lot easier than having two, but you can make yourself really good at methylating. You can take care of these methylation reactions and stay healthy or get healthy if you're not already there. Thank you so much. Coming to you from Grand Targhee, snowshoed up with my daughter, getting ready to snowboard down.